What's up, everyone? We're back.
Dr. Maxfield,
Dr. Shah, and welcome back to our channel, Doctorly, where we talk about all things skincare and dermatology. So, I will say, Dr. Maxfield is shooting this video after a long day at clinic. He was looking pretty rough in clinic. He hasn't been feeling very good. His voice is off, but he's here today to shoot this video. So, shout out to Dr. Maxfield. Round of applause for Dr. Maxfield. Thank you for being here today to shoot this video with us.
See, I thought I was going to get by without, I was like, I'll get by. No one's going to notice. My voice is a little off. No chance now.
Yeah, but he's here, so he's always willing to work. So here we are, and we're going to be talking today about the Exposome. Let me ask you this. Did you know what the Exposome was a year ago?
No, I didn't. That's not a word we regularly use.
I had no idea what the Exposome. I'm not going to lie. First time I heard this word, it came up about a year ago, and I'm like, what the heck is the Exposome? We have never used this word in dermatology. We talk about the Exposome all the time, kind of not directly, but it's not a word we use.
Good. That makes me feel better because, yeah, this is not something we think about in like categorically, but it really plays a central role in everything we do and everything we're trying to treat.
Right. So the Exposome is basically, a little preview, is everything that affects our skin, whether it be internal, external, diet, environmental pollutants, the things that we put on our skin, the sun. So everything that plays a role in damaging our skin and affecting our overall health. So a little bit of foreshadowing. At the end of this video, we're going to be talking about how you can get free samples of the product that we're talking about in this video. So definitely stay tuned for that. So now that we know what the Exposome is, we're going to tell you all about the Exposome. So all things Exposome, here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is sort of a monumental moment for us in a way. So everything's kind of come full circle. So it's been about a little over a year, some time since we've been doing this. And our first product review, maybe first or second product review.
It was our first.
It was a Vichy product. It was a Vichy Mineral 89. It was a product that we had, and we decided that we would talk about it. Now that video, we had no relationship with Vichy, never had talked to Vichy. I actually didn't even know how to say the word Vichy. Vichy, Mineral 89, Vichy, what is it? Something French, Vichy, whatever it is. Back then, we were shooting with a green screen. It didn't look great. We had no clue what we were doing at the time. We still don't know what we're doing, but we made so much progress. So we did a video about Vichy Mineral 89. We made a lot of progress since, and now full circle, we've partnered with them to talk about the Exposome today.
Yeah, this is definitely kind of a sweet moment because anytime I talk about hyaluronic acid, I actually still talk about Vichy 89. You can even look at my most recent Instagrams, and I guarantee the last video as of right now has Vichy 89 on my desk in the background. It's like always there. It's a good product line.
Yeah, we're kind of loyal to the products we started with, and I've expanded the products I use, since I've learned more about different products, but there's still some key products that I always use, and Mineral 89 will always be one of those. And so tell me about the Exposome, Dr. Maxfield.
So I'm going to make this really simple for everybody. Exposome is just the cumulative damage that your skin takes over the course of a lifetime. Boom, right out of Maxfield's dictionary.
And that's pretty straightforward, perfect definition, but that could be anything, right? And so I always talk about sun damage, and I always talk about skincare products, and I always talk about what you can do about it. And that's because I like to feel like I have some control over my life. But in reality, there's so many things that are affecting your skin that you have very little control over. And that can be environmental pollutants, like how much radon is in the air. We can't control that. We can't control the pollution in the society that we live in. We can't control some of the things that are in our genes. And that is going to play a role in the exposomal damage that you have throughout your life. So those things you can't control, but there are things like diet that play a role. There are things like stress, like actual human stress, like being stressed out, can affect your skin. So we know for a fact that stress will make your skin worse. Now I can tell you not to be stressed, but that's not going to make you any less stressed. And so, if you can figure out ways to have mindfulness, do yoga, meditate, that's all going to play a role in helping your skin as well. But we're going to talk about what we do have control over.
We have a bit more control over what we do to our skin, what we put on our skin. And I guess we have a little bit of control with I guess we have a little bit of control with what we do in our lifestyle as well.
You're assuming I have self-control, and he looked at me. He looked at me when he said that because he knows that he has more self-control than I do. I don't have a good diet, I don't exercise, but you can do those things. And honestly, we always say, oh yeah, we don't know how much drinking enough water plays a role, or having a good diet plays a role, or exercising plays a role. But they definitely play a role. I mean, being overall healthy is going to help your skin. And we know that high glycemic diets are inflammatory, and they damage collagen, and they also create acne. So these things do play a role. We just don't know how substantial that role is, but each little thing that you can do for your overall health, exercising, diet, will overall help your skin. It's hard to measure how much, but it will help your skin.
Yeah, I agree. It's completely anecdotal, unfortunately, I think at this point. Like, we do research to some of these things, especially in relationship to acne, but it's anecdote. But we do want to stress that to you, that you can probably adjust a lot about your skin, your overall health, tremendous benefits for your overall health by eating, exercising in the right way.
So we have all these different things that put stress on the skin. And so how does this manifest? Like, how is, like, if you're at home, what does it look like to your skin if it's stressed?
So let's use an example. Let's use windburn. So if you've ever been outside, especially when it's very cold, very windy. So for me, if I'm snowboarding in the Rocky Mountains, you get windburn and your skin is red, dry, flaky, chapped, irritated, inflamed, maybe even cracked. All of this are physical manifestations of damage and would fall under the umbrella of exposome.
And the reason why I think this is a good example of like stress in the way that we look at the exposome is because it turns out, and there are groups of dermatologists that believe that windburn is fully just wind on the skin plus low humidity that leads to dry skin and basically cracking and redness and irritation. Now, there's another group of dermatologists that actually believe that it's all related to sun damage, basically like high altitude, you're not protecting your skin from the sun and you end up with basically sunburn, like it's actually true sunburn. And I kind of fall like in the middle, and there was a couple people there with me that actually what ends up happening is you damage your skin barrier from the wind, right? So that's one form of damage that that's happening and drying out your skin. And then because you're not able to protect your skin from the sun because it's damaged, you get worse sunburn. So it's actually like the cumulative damage of these two things coming together, and that's real life, right? It's not just one thing that causes a problem, it's a lot of different things that cause a problem. So what do we know is probably the number one way that you and I have control over protecting our skin?
Okay, so all things skin prevention is going to be all things sun protection. And so sunscreen is the first step in protecting that skin barrier, not only from immediate insults like wind damage, but the long-term UV damage to the top and deeper layers of the skin.
SPF 30, broad spectrum, whichever one you like. I honestly don't care which sunscreen you use. I am not that loony about sunscreen in the sense that I tell you, you gotta wear this specific sunscreen. Find one you love, wear it every single day. Have it SPF 30 or greater, reapply it frequently, and just wear it.
Wearing it, that consistency, and I always say this, consistency is king. Like, if you do things moderately well over the course of your life, it's gonna go great for you. So just be consistent. It trumps like busting your butt one day a month.
That's true. I have like a couple friends that just like, they were just moderately consistent their whole life, and they just blew right past me in my inconsistencies. And so it's definitely true. It applies to all aspects of life, but wearing sunscreen is going to be really helpful. We like the ones from Alta MD. I have found probably about 20 sunscreens that I've loved over the past year, and we'll link them below, but just find one you love and want to wear. So we know that sunscreen is going to protect you from damage from the sun. We all know this, but what can you do once the damage has already occurred? And one of those things is to use antioxidants. Now, Dr. Maxfield hates the word antioxidants. It's like the worst thing in the world for him, and for good reason. I think you have a good justification for why you hate the term antioxidant.
So, okay. It's not that they don't have utility. Let me just start there. It's that their utility is overstated, and some people have entire skin regimens completely made up of antioxidants, and that's everything they use.
Right. So what is an antioxidant? Everything is pretty much an antioxidant. I guess that's sort of one of your pet peeves of the whole thing, is that you could justify like literally anything being an antioxidant. You could rub a grape on your face and that would be an antioxidant, and I couldn't argue against you that it was an antioxidant. But I would argue that it doesn't work. And so like the point is that antioxidant doesn't really mean anything unless it's actually having a role. And so what ends up happening is that you get oxidative damage to your skin on a daily basis. And there's a lot of things that cause this. And our body has innate mechanisms built in that actually fight off this damage. We have mechanisms to fight oxidative damage that happens to the skin. We have vitamin C in our body that fights oxidative damage. It's a very potent antioxidant. And we can also put some of these antioxidants on the skin. So what are like your top 3 favorite antioxidants?
So favorite antioxidants, they have to do double duty for me, right? Antioxidants, a dime a dozen alone. So vitamin C, just high up there. Very strong antioxidant, just so much, finicky, but it does so much. Niacinamide, another ingredient, does so much, and it's an antioxidant in a unique way. I don't know. I'm struggling for a number 3. What do you have?
I think the other ones kind of come in far below those, I would say. But ones I like, resveratrol is a good one. Coenzyme Q10 is a great option. Turmeric is a great option. Green tea extract, EGCG, is a great option. So, I mean, those are all wonderful options and are potent and powerful antioxidants. Actually, astaxanthin is another really good option. But I think it needs a little bit more data for me to say like it's up there with vitamin C and niacinamide. Yeah. But we could spend the next 20 minutes listing antioxidants that have been described in the literature before. And so I would say that, you know, using any antioxidant is going to offset some of that free radical damage that's happening to your skin that is not going to just be from the sun. It's also going to be from your diet, and it's also going to be from like environmental pollutants. And so antioxidants are going to do things that sunscreen actually can't do to some extent.
And another thing you can do is look for products that have multiple antioxidants or that have antioxidants that bring unique things to the table.
And that brings us to our product highlight, which is
the Vichy 89 Prebiotic Concentrate.
You shorten that. We're going to give you the full name.
It's a long name.
It's an abridged version. Mineral 89 Prebiotic Recovery and Defense Concentrate is what we're talking about today. Fragrance-free, allergy tested. Let's do the ingredient breakdown. We haven't done an ingredient breakdown in a long time. Starting off with water, then niacinamide. So, the niacinamide in this, I will have you know, I asked them, I said, what percentage are niacinamide in this? Because I'm not playing games with these percentages of niacinamide anymore. 4% niacinamide. Now, if you go back and watch our video on niacinamide, which we did probably over a year ago now, we said that the ideal concentration is between 2 and 5%. And that's where all the data on niacinamide shows its benefits. And so this is the perfect concentration of niacinamide. And I'll even raise you one further. This would replace your standalone niacinamide serum.
Absolutely. 100%. I'm like getting more and more passionate about this like duplicate ingredients in skincare routines.
The lazier I get, the more I want products that do double duty.
That must be it for me too. But yeah, exactly. You do not need another dedicated niacinamide product if you were using this.
Absolutely. So next up, we have some other ingredients. Glycerin, which is a powerful humectant and moisturizer that is, you know, an all-time favorite. You love glycerin.
Yeah, glycerin's super unique. And we actually probably haven't highlighted it enough individually, but it has a unique mechanism. It's a humectant, draws water in. It moisturizes in unique ways. It activates these aquaporin channels in our skin to help hydrate. And it has lasting effects on the skin even after it itself is removed. So glycerin's maybe an underrated skincare ingredient. Maybe not. It's everywhere, but it's everywhere for a reason.
It's ubiquitous. You'll find it in almost every moisturizer, and for good reason. And it's actually relatively inexpensive to formulate with. Next up, they have sodium hyaluronate or hyaluronic acid, which we've beat to death in the past. And you can actually check out the Vichy Mineral 89 video, the original video that we did, if you want to learn more about hyaluronic acid. Vitamin E, and then let's highlight the vitreoscilla ferment, because this is something we've never talked about.
It's true. Yeah, we very rarely, if ever, talk about prebiotic, probiotics, or bacteria on the skin. And vitreoscilla is a bacteria that has a lot of unique benefits. And there's a lot of studies to back this particular organism up. And that's why I like it. Also, it is an ingredient that does double duty. So we know with eczema, this helps outcompete some of the bad bacteria on our skin so that they starve and only the good normal bacteria on our skin thrives. We do know also that this helps increase anti-inflammatory cell signaling in our skin. Plus, speaking of antioxidants, it helps our skin make its own antioxidants and superoxide dismutase.
So similar to the water that's in these products, so we've said in the past, this Vichy volcanic water has a lot of elements in it that have benefits to the skin, and they've actually done studies to prove it. They've done studies to prove that the vitreoscilla ferment has benefits on the skin as well. In fact, it decreases sunburn cells when you're exposed to the sun. So with UV radiation, you develop what we call sunburn cells, and this seems to stop that from happening, this vitreoscilla ferment. And so it's actually going to clean up some of the damage that happens with the sun. It's not going to replace sunscreen. So that doesn't mean that if you put this on, you shouldn't wear sunscreen. It would complement your sunscreen and protect your skin from environmental stresses.
As far as ingredients, I think that rounds it out as far as the active ingredients in this product.
And that's good, because it's simple.
Simple.
It's a simple product. And when you have simple products, you're less likely to run into allergies and irritants. It's fragrance-free. And so it's just going to do what it says it's going to do without causing problems.
So what are the benefits of the product?
So the benefits of the product, I can't keep a straight face with this. How am I supposed to shoot video with this? So the benefits of the product are pretty simple. So you have your hyaluronic acid, you have your glycerin. Those are humectants, those are going to be moisturizing. By being moisturizing, they're going to allow your skin barrier to repair itself. So you could just use it for those reasons alone. Then you have niacinamide. That's an antioxidant, builds collagen. It moisturizes to some extent. And so the niacinamide alone is going to help with some of that exposome damage that we're talking about that's cumulative from the sun, from your food, from the environment. And so it's going to help with those environmental stressors as well. So you could use it for that reason alone. Or you could use it for this vitreoscilla ferment, which has data to show that it's serving as an antioxidant to some extent, but also, helping boost your superoxide dismutase in the skin and decreasing your sunburn cells. And so you could use it for any one of those three reasons, but either way, it's going to have benefit for most people.
Okay, that's fair. So that's a pretty good laundry list of benefits that this would be bringing to the table.
So, all right, so how do you use this in your routine?
Okay, so first is going to be cleansing. You reset your skin, and then you're going to use your actives, and that's where this is going to fall. So this is going to moisturize, have all the other benefits that Dr. Shah said. You can also use this with your other lightweight actives. Follow that up with, if you need it, heavier moisturizers or not, and then sunscreen.
Would you use it twice a day?
There's honestly no reason not to necessarily, especially if you're going to maximize your niacinamide benefits. In general, though, I think the humectant properties and the antioxidant properties you're going to get the most use out of those by using it in the morning time. That's just my personal preference with those two things.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you really want to double up on niacinamide, that's definitely an ingredient you can use twice a day.
I agree. I think this is something you could use twice a day, and if you want to keep your skincare routine simple, this is for me a daytime thing.
All right, first of all, I have something Dr. Shah was not anticipating. So I need everybody to close your eyes.
Oh, do I need to close my eyes?
Oh yeah, let's have Dr. Shah close his eyes.
Close my eyes.
Okay, so one of the things we talked about with the first product, what are you doing with your hands?
I thought you were going to apply both. I anticipated that you were going to apply them both to me, and then I would tell you which one was which.
No, it's
not like a taste test.
This is auditory.
Oh, it's auditory. Okay. Oh, okay.
But we'll do that next. Okay. So, all right. Well, you can close your eyes still if you want.
Okay. I'm not. So the first thing. Oh, so I'm supposed to predict which the sound of the bottle. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever. So the first product is the thing. Part was packaging. We said this was the first product. We're like, the packaging is actually really nice and it adds to the whole thing. It actually felt the same way about this new one. Like, I love the heavy glass containers that they come in. So if you enjoyed the thumping of the first video, you might enjoy it with the second video. For comparison, quality and
equal quality.
Equal quality.
You definitely just woke up your family. So quality for sure. And I like these glass bottles. All right, so now let's talk about the feel of the product, because that was one of the things we highlighted in the original Mineral 89. So how does this feel on the skin? So
go nuts.
I mean, it just glides.
See, this is what I liked about the first one. It's just very, very lightweight. It almost has a cooling, refreshing sensation to it just by the vehicle alone. Super lightweight, non-sticky, just overall feels really good on the skin. You immediately look plump and hydrated afterwards. You sure look plump to me. That's rude. So overall, super lightweight, non-sticky, dries pretty quickly. So overall, it doesn't feel like, it comes out and it glides really well. So you think it's almost going to take a while to evaporate, but it doesn't. It layers pretty quickly. And so you can move on to the next step of your skincare routine pretty quickly afterwards. It's true. It actually, I think that's a secret that I've never talked about it. Hyaluronic acid and glycerin really help each other out in the texture aspect, because glycerin can be a little sticky. Hyaluronic acid helps to actually even that out. So love the way it feels. Super easy to incorporate with other ingredients just because it doesn't leave much of a residue texture and it dries so fast. Yeah, and I did use this for I've had this now for over a month, and no pilling on the skin at all when I use this. And so it's not something that's going to pill or interrupt your already current skincare routine. So overall, it's a great product. But to wrap up this whole exposome thing, it's basically like the cumulative damage, like we were saying. So it really takes a holistic approach to your skin. And we take a holistic approach to our patients. We think about their diet. We think about their socioeconomic status. We think about,
their upbringing, their religious values when we're treating them. And I think when we're looking at the skin, we probably do need to do a better job kind of like looking at the overall picture that goes into overall skin health. And so for me, I think one of my goals going forward, and I don't know what everyone else's goals are, but I think I'm gonna like really work on diet overall. Like I do a lot of good stuff for my skin, and I like that's my form of self-care, and I share that all with you. But I need to do like a better job like with taking care of like the inside of my body, and that all plays a role in this exposome. So like when I was making this video, I'm thinking like I need to think about these other things.
It's actually such a good point.
And the last thing is we have a little gift for all of you. So if you check out the description below, you can actually get free samples of this product.
That's actually one of my favorite things. I've only recently started being able to do this on my own. I love getting these products into your hands because it really is. That's how I fell in love with Vichy 89 is I ended up having a ton of samples around. It's like, wow, this is nice. So the more that we can just get it to you, the more I love it. I'm excited about this too.
So check it out if you want to try it out. And thank you all so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Always appreciate you.
Resveratrol, EGCG?
No, I think you got it backwards. EGCG.
I said EGCG.
Oh, I thought he said ECGC.
I think, did you say ECGC or is it EGCC?
It's EGCG, but green tea.
Green tea extract is a really good option of the product.
So what? That's to emphasize what. Something was wrong with how it's inflected, the inflection. Okay. So what are the benefits of the product? So what are the benefits of the product? So what are the benefits of the product?
So the benefits... It's so ridiculous.
I didn't know if you were going to say diet or exercise because I think you enjoy exercising even though you don't at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy exercising, but I don't know how practical it is in my routine. Like with everything that I have going on right now, I just don't know if I can exercise. But I know I can not do something, which is eat bad.
Okay, that's
true. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I have the time to do right now is not to put bad, not eat bad food.
That actually makes a lot of sense now that you say that. So I need everybody to